The India-Pakistan match, obviously there was a lot of focus on the fact that these two teams would be playing each other a second time, and that, the first match that was played in this particular Asia Cup unfortunately didn't actually produce a result. But one of the other key subplots a lot of people were focused on in going to the second game was the return of one KL Rahul. Would he be replacing Ishan? Would he not be playing at all? In the end, the answer was neither of those. He did play, but he ended up replacing Shreyas Iyer in the playing 11 due to the fact that Iyer ended up feeling a bit of a back spasm. Now, injury problems have been nothing new when it comes to both Rahul and Iyer, but considering the fact that it was Rahul making his comeback in this match, the BCCI actually did an interesting little interview segment with him wherein he spoke about the challenges that he's faced in recent times, as well as the mindset that he was keeping, and of course talked also about the injury struggles that he had. And what I've done in this video is we picked out some interesting things that he said, and we'll just go over it quickly and analyze it. Now remember, Rahul got injured in the middle of the IPL. It was in May, and he had pretty much ruled himself out beforehand of the WTC as well as the West Indies series. So any comeback for him was always going to be complicated, and it became even more complicated when he ended up picking up that second niggle. So obviously when it comes to such injuries, more often than not, the problem isn't just physical, but it also is mental, and Rahul did admit that he ended up facing a few mental battles along the way. This is what he said. He said, sometimes you fight a mental battle where you feel you might feel pain and it does not let you focus on skills. Getting over that fear and pain was a really big challenge. Now, this is something that I think a lot of sports athletes, especially at the elite level, will be able to relate to quite a lot due to one simple reason. Especially if you've had a few injuries, there's always that fear of, yes, my body is recovering, but what if I push too hard too soon? Will I get re-injured again? And you've seen that already recently with what happened with, Shreyas Iyer as well. Till yesterday, he seemed to be in great shape. Unfortunately, just before the match, felt a back spasm and was left out of the lineup. And KL Rahul is also someone who's had more than his fair share of injury issues in recent years. So overcoming that definitely takes a toll mentally as well. And he himself admitted, he's saying that, getting over that fear and pain was a really big challenge, and it was especially true this time around. But this isn't the only thing he spoke about. He also spoke about how it is that he dealt with the entire thing, and how it was that he got to this place where he was able to be positive about things. And it was definitely necessary for him to be positive, because as he said, there was an additional setback this time around. So he said that, look, I was ahead of the schedule this time as far as my recovery was concerned, and felt that I could come back before the Asia Cup. But that niggle pushed me back 2 weeks. There were ups and downs during recovery. Now, this niggle, you'd remember, had been referred to by AajTak, the chairman of selectors, when the team for the Asia Cup was announced. When the squad was announced, Rahul was named in the squad, despite the fact that at that point, Agarkar revealed he had picked up a new niggle that was unrelated to the previous injury he's suffered from, and this new niggle would require some more time, and that was in fact exactly what happened. He ended up, as he says, it set him back 2 weeks, and this time, just after coming back from one injury to one particular body part, had to end up coming back from another injury totally unrelated to the first one. And when you've just overcome it, so definitely, as he said, that was definitely a challenging prospect, and there were ups and downs. But again, as I mentioned, Rahul has done this in the past where, he's had to overcome long injury layoffs. And by his own admission, he said that, this time the process felt a little bit different. This is what he said. He said that I tried to enjoy each day as a game, and it made it easy. It felt that time went by quickly. There were a couple of weeks that felt really long, but mostly it was happening really fast. Now, this is something that a lot of athletes even previously have admitted to, where they say that, the first few times you get injured, or if you're on the bench for a long time, it can take a toll. But once you have that process happen to you a couple of times, you're familiar with what exactly you have to do. And it does seem like KL sadly has kind of come to that point where he's had so many recoveries and so many injury setbacks that he's kind of used to the process. And that is, by his own admission, what made it a little easier this time. So it's definitely an interesting, interesting few admissions from KL Rahul, and he would hope that now the worst of it is behind him and he doesn't have any major injury problems, because again, considering how fragile the situation is when it comes to the balance of the Indian team, you'd want a fully fit and fully firing KL Rahul. Now, what are your thoughts on this entire thing? Do you think that KL's injury woes are behind him, or are you still kind of prepared for the worst and hoping for the best? You can let us know that in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, tap the bell icon, leave us a comment, follow us on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook. Don't forget to download the AajTak app, and if you're already on the channel, go right ahead and check out some other videos we've done. But now though, from my side, it is bye-bye.